Today we're doing a watercolor portrait, and it's the first page of the new journal. And it's a very nice journal that I got from Deb. So I'll show you how I painted. I want to show you how I painted. I don't know how to talk around this one. I'll show you how I painted that watercolor portrait. But first, I want to indulge and show you my last journal. I'll show you how I did this in a moment. First, I want to show you the other journal. Here we go. All right, well, here's the other journal. I started it December 14th of 2024, and I did the last picture on February 6th, which was yesterday, 2025. And this was the first picture. That was the first one I did. And it was a trail at Silver Spring State Park. I noted it up there. The second one I did, and I wrote that one on the back, was Tuscaloosa Park here in Ocala. And I actually went there, took a picture, and used that picture as a reference photo. This one is from Santa Fe College up in Gainesville. It was a day that I went to see Robin's brother Jim play in a concert. And I went outside for a second and took some photos. This one, this is from, this is Deer River in Lake Griffin State Park. This day, I was taking video to use as reference photos. And this is the day Robin and I ran into the bear. Yeah, thank goodness he didn't approach us. He was afraid of us as much as we were of him. But yes, I'll never forget that bear encounter. First time I ever encountered a bear in the woods. All right, this one was Scott Springs here in Ocala, and we went there for a picnic, and I took some pictures. This is the backyard at Robin's mother's house. It's an apartment really, so it's the backyard of the apartment complex, and I just thought it looked really pretty. This is Sholem Park here in Ocala, in a place called On Top of the World. And I painted it because I like the bench. I love benches. I call benches an old man's friend. This is a yard next to a doctor's office. I always thought this yard looked so pretty. So one day I just stopped my car and walked over there and took some pictures and used it as a reference photo. This is behind Harry's restaurant in downtown Ocala. You can see the garbage can, the bicycle, the brick wall, all the electric meters, the pipes, the conduits, whatever you call them. Yeah, I just thought that would be interesting. This one is Heritage, what's it called again? The Heritage Nature Conservancy. This is here in Ocala. It's a park. It used to be the home of a famous actor named Patrick O'Neill, I think. And this must have been Christmas or Christmas Eve. Yeah, picture of Mary and baby Jesus. These are all gouache, by the way. This is Christmas morning. I just painted a picture Christmas morning. I don't know that I had a real subject. Let's see. This one is Southwest 19th Avenue Road. It was just a pretty drive, and I took a picture through my windshield and painted it. This is a person in the park in downtown Ocala in the square, just sitting on a bench after riding a bicycle. I thought it looked like a nice painting, so I took a picture and made it into a painting. These are two ducks that I saw at, what's it called again? Polly Palmer Park. But when I went there, the name was gone. So I think maybe they either changed the name or they're updating the signs. I don't know, but two ducks. And this was my son Alex's bird. Him and his wife Jessica have a bird And I thought his name was Peepers, but it's not. Now I can't remember his name. But they went to New York, and it was my job to go feed the bird and the cat. And every day I gave the bird one peanut. That was my instructions. I gave him a bowl of food also, but one peanut was the treat, and then a bowl of food with fresh water. That was fun. I think he got to know me too in that time period. This is the last sunset of 2024. Oh, this must have been New Year's Eve. I went down to the grocery store, and this is the retention area behind the grocery store. This is behind McDonald's, believe it or not. There's a pasture behind McDonald's that probably is going to be built into a subdivision real soon. What was this one? This was just a painting I did. I think I just made that one up. You can tell when I make them up, they're not as good as when I actually have a reference photo. Oh, this is an old church here in Ocala on, let's see, it's called the True Pentecostal Temple of God on Highway 328. I don't know if they use it anymore, but I like the way it looks, so I took a little video, did a screenshot, and did a photo. Here's some koi from a pond at Sholem Park. Here's just a walkway. It was the last day of the Christmas decorations at on top of the world. So Robin and I took a walk, and I took some photos and did a painting. This is from the downtown Ocala train station, which is actually now they don't use it as a train station anymore. But the tracks are still there, and the trains still go by. They just don't use it as a station. There's a little girl feeding the koi, same place as the other koi in Sholem Park. This is a young horse that we saw on the side of the road at a place called Equals Racing Center. So they must raise racing horses there. Racehorse, whatever you call them. Yeah, this guy could be a champion one day, you never know. And this one was, Kanapaha Botanical Gardens up in Palatka, right? That's where that is. That's Lake Kanapaha. Kanapaha. Fun name to say. This is a Sunrise Meadow. I think you know what? I didn't make it up. I did have a reference photo, but I think the reference photo was from Kanapaha Gardens. Pretty sure. And I think, this was from a memory. This was from when I was much younger in the 70s in Daytona Beach Shores. I went to the beach, and there was a tree like really close to the surf, which was like so unusual to see a tree that close. And it's gone now, but I just was doing it from memory. What is this one? Oh, this is a memory of Yankeetown. Yankeetown is a town here in Florida on the Gulf Coast. And I used to go there a lot just to watch the sunset. And I remember a young lady walking. I guess it was a fantasy picture in a way. There's somewhere that's green. I always thought I'd like to have a little house with a picket fence. So I used a reference photo for that, but it's not a place I really know. This is from a boat ride Robin and I took on the Silver River. I think that's a heron. I think it's called a heron. And this is just me. That's not me, but I mean, this is a painting that I did. I just painted a woman. I don't know if I had a reference photo for her. I probably did. Same thing with this one, a young lady reading the Bible. I used a reference photo for that. And this is another trail. Let's see. I don't know where that might be. It's probably one of the parks around here. I just called it the Springtime Trail from an old photo. And this is Silver Springs. This is when you're at the actual attraction of Silver Spring State Park. And a boy fishing. This is from a memory from when I was younger. There was a park in Massapequa on Long Island. I could ride my bicycle there. And my brother and I would go fishing. We ordered fishing rods, fishing poles. What do you call them? Fishing rods, right? We ordered it from the back of a comic book. I just wanted to, I think this one, let's see, I just called it the Golden Meadow. I just like the way the light looks in the morning sometimes. I thought it would be fun to have wildflowers and some young girls just having a good time out there. This was my experiment with the color purple to create like a rainy scene in like Central Park or someplace like that. And I called it Rainy Day in the Park. This one was the forest stream. I think that I made that one up. This is kind of out of my imagination. And this one, oh, this is the backwaters of the Withlacoochee River. Also from my memory, but it looks very much like that. So, and here's a picture of a woman sitting by a window, sipping a cup of tea. Kind of like that one. And this was February 2nd, Groundhog Day. Punxsutawney Phil. This one is Memories of Camping. Oh yeah, I did this from a memory from the many camping trips I've done. I don't do many anymore. I really need to get out more. This was a dream I had of my sister. She passed away in 2008, and I had a dream she was riding a bicycle. And so I painted that. This was just me experimenting with the fantasy landscape idea. You know, you see them a lot if you just Google fantasy landscapes. And the final picture of this journal is a Florida sunset. Sunrise, I'm sorry. A Florida sunrise. Yep, on the East Coast. Done from memory and done from an old photograph, but I didn't really replicate the photograph. I just kind of used it for the color scheme. All right, well, that is the entire old art journal. And now the new art journal is this one, which I got from Deb. And it's a linden craft. I think I showed this on the video that's coming up. And let's get into it right now because there's only one page on here. And it's a watercolor painting of this young lady. And I love this book because it's got watercolor paper in it. All right, here we go. Okay, good morning. Today, we're starting a brand new art journal. And this is a nice one. It was sent to me by Deb. It's from Linden Art, Landenart. Can you see the name right there? Right there. Linden Art. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, it's a very nice one. And how this is different from my last one is that this one actually has watercolor paper in it, whereas the other one was just flat paper. So we're going to find out, and I'm going to use watercolor. I'm going to use the Woomer watercolor that was sent to me by the Woomer company. So I'm using two gifts today, and I've used the Woomers before. I want to show you what they look like. So there's the colors right there, and they give you a blank swatch. Is that what you call it? A swatch sheet? And I filled it out, of course, and it looks like it goes this way. Yeah, there's the white, and there's the yellow, and there's the white, and there's the yellow. Of course, my white is dirty because I am a messy man. But anyway, so yeah, let's do this painting today using the watercolor journal and the Woomer watercolors. Pan, they're called pan watercolors. When they're dried in a pan like that, they're called pans. Now, I'm not telling you that I'm not going to use gouache today, because I might use gouache. I don't really know for sure. All right, I'm going to start with some of this orange, and to be sure that I have the right orange, I'm going to look over here. So I'm using the fourth one in, and it's that light colored orange. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to begin to kind of sketch this young woman here. Just give a little bit of a sense of her hair and how I want the light to hit on her face. What I like about this one is the light. So that's my main focus, is the light. I got her picture, the reference photo. I hope I remember to put it up there. If I remember, it's up there right now. You're looking at it. There's the reference photo. I hope I don't forget, because it's something I have to do after I do the video. I've watched my videos. Sometimes I review them. I go, oh my gosh, I forgot to put the reference photo. But this reference photo comes from another website called This Person Does Not Exist. So this person does not exist. This young lady that I'm sketching here, she does not exist, except for on this website and in this painting. And I don't know, I just wanted to use this. I've used This Person Does Not Exist before, so I'm using it again. And I'm going to try to use the white of the paper as the white. Okay, so that's the intent today, is to use the white. But if I mess up or I need to correct something, I probably will use the gouache. So just so you know, I'm not going to commit to anything. So I'm just trying to, there's her eye there, and her eyebrow up here. Just try to get it in there. It's a little thick, I guess. Get this hair over here. I want her hair covering her eye, because that's how it is in the reference photo. Okay, so just a little bit of that eye peeking out over there. Do you hear the birds outside? Hear that bird? I don't know what kind of bird it is. I hear it like every day, so I should know. I should know what kind of bird that is. Okay, so let's see. Her eye, her mouth, goes way over here. Her eye's right there. Goes over to there. Here we go. And then this side as well. There we go. That bird sounds, I don't know, to me that bird sounds happy. That bird sounds like a happy bird. Okay, let's get this. We want her smiling. So we've been watching this series on Paramount Plus called 1923 with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. Oh my gosh, this is a good series, I guess. I'm going to say I guess because I think it's good. I'm saying I guess because I don't know what kind of TV viewing you like. But it's, yeah, Rob and I are on the edge of our seat with some of this stuff. Oh my gosh. There's all kinds of things happen to them, all kinds of calamities. I'm just glad I'm home in my living room when I watch it. And not out in the middle of the ocean on a tugboat. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what I like about this painting here, I'm changing subjects. I'm going from a TV show to it's back to the painting. But I like the dappled light. Let's see, her ears right there. There we go. Oh, and I like the dappled light, and also the fact that she's not a real person. I don't have to. I'm not so worried about capturing her likeness. Although, if you were doing a portrait, you definitely want to capture the likeness of somebody, you know. All right, just a little couple of hints here for hair. Her hair going everywhere. And then we'll worry about the painting. So if you're wondering why I'm not sketching in pencil, it's because pencil looks kind of funky. I was when I first started doing these watercolors, I did sketch in pencil, and I didn't like the way the pencil was not being covered over by the paint. I kind of liked it. Let's see here, over here. Okay, so I decided, I'm trying. Sometimes when I focus, I can't talk at the same time. So forgive me if during the course of this I end up kind of not saying much, but that happens a lot on these videos, I noticed. Yeah, this hair goes down there. Alright, so I'm probably going to have to use some of that gouache because I'm already covering up some of the areas that should be white. That's my phone. My phone just made a noise. Let me turn that off. Alright, so we got the girl pretty much done as far as the basic stuff, the basic sketch. Alright. And so basically I used orange right there. What I want to do now is take a softer brush and let's see, let's just put some dappled light behind her. I'm trying to think what color I want to use. Let's see which one of these colors looks good. It's kind of a turquoise. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, is that right? Is that same color? Wow. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, we're going to try it. Yeah, that's a nice color. Yeah. That's why we do the swatch thing. So we can make sure we have it right. Yeah, we're putting light behind her now. Let's go ahead and mix. Let's get this color on there first, and then we'll. We'll worry about some of these other things later on. So this is looking like her shadow. I think I'm not going to follow the reference photo completely. But kind of something like this. There's different light hitting her from different angles. Some of this darker blue maybe over here. Maybe we can even add a little bit of red over here just to give it some interesting side effects. And I am letting it spread or bloom, as they say. I am letting the watercolor do its thing. I'm adding some black to that blue. First page of the journal. Yeah. There we go. Now let's get back to that original turquoise. There we go. There we go. Now we got the background sort of kind of the way we want it. All right, now let's try and get some of her in there. I'm going to have to let this dry. I think I can't do anything until that dries, so give me a sec. I'm going to turn off the camera, and I'm going to dry it, and I'll be right back. Okay. Let's continue now. It's not completely dry. It's not dry over there, but it's dry up against her, and that's what I'm mostly concerned about. All right, so let's get some shadows now. Let's start with the same orange that I used for her outline, and I'll find some places that look like they're in the shade, like the side of her hair. You know what? I'm going to use a smaller brush for this. This looks like it needs a smaller brush. Here we go. Here's a smaller brush. Alright, let me just get some shade around her eye. The highlight's what I have to look for. Of course. She's got a highlight on her nose right there. Highlight under her nose. The middle of her nose is a shaded area. So let's get that all in there. Kind of all shaded right there, right down the middle of her nose. There's a bright spot on the edge of her nose, so we'll leave that. We'll keep that right there. You might have noticed when I first started putting the paint on that I spilled some on there, so that's part of the problem right now, but I can paint over that, see? That's what I'm doing. I'm basically just going for the darkest shade, the shadows right now. And you can see where the light is. She's got shadows right here. And under her lip, she's got shadows on her chin. There we go. And shadows on her face. And all around her eye here. get those shadows in there. Make sure we keep some of that light, that bright light coming across her face. Alright, let's see. Okay. Okay, keep just adding that orange everywhere. And it doesn't really have to be orange. It could have been, you could have picked any color. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? You know that joke, right? That knock knock joke. Knock knock, who's there? Banana. Banana who? And then you do it again. Knock knock, who's there? Banana. Banana who? Knock knock, who's there? Banana. Banana who? And then finally you say, knock knock, who's there? They say, orange. Orange who? Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Did you ever hear that joke? That's a good one for the kids. It's an old one. Oh my gosh. I might have learned that when I was 5. That's one of those old man jokes. That's a Poppa joke. That's a, what do you call it, dad joke. That's a bad dad joke. It's funny. Okay, let's give her a nice smile here. We can start to see her coming to life here. Okay, that looks good. Now what I want to do is I want to take this swatch. I want to take some of this, I don't know what you call this color, probably yellow ochre or something. I'm just going to give some color to her hair. Just kind of trying to imagine what paint would look good for her hair, because she's got blonde hair, it looks like to me. And blonde is just a, blonde hair is just basically a collaboration of yellows, and so you might want to mix in some blues and make it very slightly green. I know that sounds weird, right? But that's kind of how you do it. Alright, we're going to keep this. A lot of that we're going to keep white from the sunlight hitting her hair. Alright, now let's get a darker hue here. I think what I want is this very, very dark blue here. Make sure it's dry, and it's not. Let me see if I can work with it anyway. So I'm using the blue on top of the orange to try to create some of the deepest shadows in this picture. go. Some of the deep shadows I'm going to do with blue, not black, but blue. And you see how that turns a little bit green? Can you see that? That orange and that black, blue working together. Alright, let's see if we can get her eye here now. Her eye's pretty dark. Okay, and then over here also, see the bottom of her nose, just a hint, and the corners of her mouth. And then bring that down around the line of her teeth. And we'll go ahead and define her eyebrow a little bit better than it was. And we'll take this side too. Get that eyebrow in there. Get some of these shadows here. So we get some of this. See, it's turning it green a little bit. That's okay. That's quite okay. Some of that darkness right there. And a little bit more down here. Okay. It's a little bit too blue right there. Water it down, spread it out. Okay, let's go ahead and get that eye in there. The eye that's in the shadow. There we go. A little bit darkness here. Very precision, I think. It's like being a surgeon a little bit, except you don't have anybody's life in your hands, just their likeness. You have their likeness in your hands. I'm going to take some of that orange again. I'm going to clean the brush. Get some of this up here. Spread it out. Too dark. Let the water be how you lighten it. Don't use white paint if you can avoid it. Get these shadows in here. Whoops, a little bit too much water there. Here we go. very light right here. Gotta lighten it up a lot. Spread it around. Okay. Like I said, excuse me if I don't talk much here. Add a little bit of red to her lips. we go. Just, oops. It's creeping in there. I don't want it in there. Oh my gosh. Let me get it out of there. All right, let's get a let's find a nice color for her clothing here. Alright, let's get some of this a little bit more blended here. Some of this. Let's take a fine brush now. Try to get some of these details. Still not completely happy. Her eye. Okay, let's use the gouache, I think, for this. Alright, let me use some gouache. Some white gouache. See what we can do here. This orange red seems to be a color that might work. Alright, let's just try this now. Let's get a clean brush. Some of that orange on her, just to cover some of that watercolor. It's not quite doing what I wanted it to do, so I'm fixing it with the gouache. There we go. Oh my gosh, my stomach is making noise. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. There we go. Some of these hairs over here, some of these areas of her hair that should be lit. Alright, almost done. Sorry I'm taking so long. Just gonna add a little bit more watercolor to this background here. A little bit more contrast between light and dark. Spread it around a little bit. And let me fine tune that one eye. That one eye right there. It's just could be a little bit better. Well, that was a solution. Just put the hair over it. Yeah. Well, what do you think? So it's sketch number 1 in the new journal, and it's watercolor portrait of a young lady. All right, well, there we go. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later.